So this is part 3 of my mini game, and today I'm only going to add an intermission to the UI. Currently, when you go to play, the intermission counts down here, and that's not going to work when you're playing in the Roblox player because you don't have a console. So we go here, yeah, we got a winner. That's going to be similar to that, but it's going to be up on top. So let's go ahead and add a UI. So I'll go over here to my starter GUI. Screen GUI, and then let's add a text label. I'm going to call this intermission label, and we'll go ahead and move it. So I'm going to anchor it on the X. I'm going to anchor it at 0.5 so that it's halfway along the X on the top here. You can see we're way in the corner there. And then I'm going to move my position relative to the parent on the X by 0.5, so it'll be halfway. All right, and then scale, text scaled. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And I want to have the background transparency to 1. So I don't want to see that. Just want to see the numbers, the message. What else do I need to do? Let's make it invisible, because when we start playing it, we don't want it up there. Only during the intermission. All right, and then we can go ahead and put a local script on here now. We'll call this Intermission UI. And I just basically matched the name to the winner UI. Okay, let's go back to our game manager. So our game loop is fine. It calls intermission. And then the game manager, that basically does our printout here. So what we want right here, we want to send a message to the client. All right, so that in order to do that, we need a remote event. And we already have our remote storage here. So I'm just going to add another remote event for intermission. Call RE. Wait for child, intermission, RE. So this name has to actually match the name that's in replicated storage. So let's go ahead, we have our winner one here. Let's go ahead and add another remote event. Boom, and there we go. So, come down here, let's get rid of this. We have our intermission RE, and then it's fire all clients. And that's going to send everybody a message. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it a time. So I'm going to make the time a variable up here so it's easier to change. I'll just make it 5 seconds. And I'm going to pass that variable in that message. And then I'm going to wait on this side, on the server side, the same amount of time. All right, now let's come over here to our intermission UI. We get a reference to the UI. Label, script, parent. And then we need this reference here to our replicated storage. And we need this reference here to our remote event. There we go. Now we can catch it. Let's go ahead and put a function stub here. Local function on intermission. And then we had our time come through, time value. You can call it whatever you want, but it should make sense. And then we got this thing here. This is how we're going to catch that event. We're going to listen for it. We'll say, what is it, on client event, and then we're going to connect to on intermission. Get rid of those 2 parentheses they always put there. All right, so we'll get our label, and we want it visible. Let's go ahead and make it invisible after. And now we'll have our little for loop. So we'll say I equals time value, and then we're going to go down to 1. We're going to do that in -1 step increments. And we got our label, our text, and give us a message here. Intermission, and now I'm going to make it look like time, right? So I'll have the 0, 0. So if you make your intermission like over a minute, this isn't going to update, so you'll have to come in here and do something. But I don't think that'll be a problem. I'm going to do this dot dot for a string concatenator, and I'm going to do this fancy C style string format. So this here, if you've done C and C++, you know what it is. But if you haven't, you have this %02D, and basically this takes the I that I provided right here and says, hey, I want 2 decimal digits, you know, like as opposed to a float or a hex or something, and I want to use 2 spaces. So when we go to play it, you'll see. Oh, don't forget our wait. We got to wait a second in between each. And now this time will be the same as the server time. Let's go ahead and try it. So we're going to start. And here's our intermission. See, it kind of looks like time. And it goes down. And we start our game. I win, yay. And here we go. There it is, intermission. So we can actually speed up that game loop a little bit. That was a big pause. Was it under Game Manager when we do our play? That wasn't too bad. It's only 2 seconds. Let's leave it there. All right, anyway, so that's how you add a little GUI for your intermission, and I hope you liked it.